Hi everyone. Happy Monday. Happy short week. Happy panic week. I don't know how you're referring to this, but it is all of those things in some form or fashion, I think. Um, I have a class for you today. Typically, this class would have aired on the third Thursday, but I did not have my ducks in a row. They weren't even in the same room. They were running everywhere. So this weekend, I got my ducks lined up and I did a bunch of things. So I have a lot to show you, and I'm just going to chat for just a second and give people a chance to find us before I share all my news. And tell you about everything that's coming up and what you can expect. So, um, so let's see. What did we do this weekend? So yesterday we started working on Christmas cards, and I am so blessed that my husband helped write messages. So I pulled out Christmas cards and I was like, I should have a whole bunch. Well, I realized last night that a lot of the cards I'd made most recently weren't actually in the bin with other Christmas cards. So some of the ones that he's gotten out are a little older, but I'm so appreciative. I did cheat a little bit in this. I don't do this very often, but I actually printed labels with addresses on them, and had some fussing with the program I use to do that. And I don't normally have that either. It normally works so well, but anyway, had some challenges because you're all in my contacts with your individual name and your birthday if I have your birthday. But for your Christmas cards, I want to send it to the whole family. I'm not sending, 5 Christmas cards to one house. I'm sending just one. And so that had some bumps in, getting worked out. So Christmas cards, not going to be there by Christmas, but they're coming. And birthday cards kind of fell down late summer, and I got to figure out what exactly that's going to look like, because I'm going to do it again in 2021. And now I have all these addresses. I will print labels for birthday cards this time, because I don't have you handwriting them because we haven't been together. So, but I have lots of birthday cards, and I'm going to work ahead, so I won't fall down again this next year. So that's looking forward into 2021. I also have, guys, it's almost time. January, when does this start? January 5th, the mini catalog starts, and it goes through, the end of June. Okay, so January through June. It's amazing. I can't wait. I have all kinds of products here. I haven't touched them. I wouldn't let myself touch them until I had everything else knocked out. So January 5th. Celebration happens in 2 segments this next year. January and February. Here's the little brochure for that. And then again in, darn, I meant to look at that. The summer. I'm just going to say the summer. So, Stampin' Up! Has a way for us to have them send catalogs on our behalf. And so, because we're not together, I had Stampin' Up! Send a lot of catalogs. So, they were shipped out of Utah the 9th or so of December. So, you should start seeing those soon. If you don't get a catalog, then please reach out. I have some here. I just sent the majority of them through that mailing. They call it the mailing sector. So, but the catalog is amazing. What you'll notice is the minis are not so mini anymore. I love this format too, this landscape shape. And the longer selling cycle, we get to use these stamps for so much longer. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be planning my classes around these stamp sets and these papers, and I'm excited. I'm a little excited. So So that's the mini catalog. Be looking for that, and be sure I know what you're interested in so that I can get that stamp set in the rotation of classes, because I got to be working ahead. And I have helpers that will help prep, but I can't be giving them something on Wednesday night that I need for Thursday. I got to work them much, much farther ahead. So, so when you get your catalog, go through it. Let me know what your favorites are. I got to tell you that there's one of my favorites that, if you know me, won't surprise you that it's one of my favorites, but it's probably one that you won't see until I point it out to you. So that's your clue. If anybody wants to take a guess, hey, comment below. If you've got your catalog, you can comment below. If not, then we'll start a thread in early January, and you all can guess which one it is, and we'll draw for some prizes. Okay, so I've mentioned these before, these Designer Series sampler. I have these ready to go, right? And I think the price is $24. For $24, you will get, I think there are 12 sheets, right? I'll punch all the circles for you of the coordinating colors. You can, I'll print them off, okay, so you're going to get them printed, and I'll include 2x4 squares of each of the papers. And these are the papers that are in the mini catalog as well as the Celebration brochure. Now, you have a little bit of work that you have to do. You're going to have to cut the papers in half to make the 2x2 squares. Okay, this is one side, and this is the other side. Okay, so you'll get it in 2x4, and I picked a bad one to show you. Okay, so you'll get a 2x4, you'll cut it in half, and then you'll put one side down and then flip it over and put the other side down. So $24, 12 different papers, all ready for you to assemble. All right, that's that. I will also do a Designer Series paper share and a ribbon share. And what that means is sometimes, well, I think it's always, the paper looks so much better in person than it does in the catalog. And a paper share and a ribbon share gives you an opportunity to pay a little bit but have a sample of everything. So for the 12 by 12 sheets of paper, you're going to get a 6 by 12 piece of paper of each of the patterns. And the 6 by 6, you'll get a 6 by 6 of each of the patterns. And then for the ribbons, I have already forgotten how much yardage it is. I think it's 1/4 of a bolt. So that's usually 2.5 yards. And I'm still working on the pricing of that. I want that to be affordable for everybody. At the same time, I can't give away my time too much. So, all right, I just want to make sure that I'm over here. I'm not seeing comments yet. So, pretty sure. Yep, I am where I think I am. All right, that's good. Okay, so what else do I have? I've talked a little bit about Christmas cards. I've gotten some Christmas cards in the mail, and I'm going to show those to you. I want to show you the handmade cards that I've gotten. So I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera and show you some of these beautiful cards. Okay, so this card is from my friend Joyce, who lives in Rhode Island, and I love this for lots of reasons. But one of the things I noticed first is that this is reversed. Most often we have the card base is cardstock, and then the Designer Series paper is the layer. And Joyce did it the other way around. And isn't this the coolest thing? So the DSP is the base, so you get to see both sides. And then she's used cardstock as her layers. And it's so cool. And it's even a double card. It's like a whole folder. Isn't this beautiful? So this is the Snowflake Wishes. And oh, I should remember what these stars are from, and I can't off the top of my head, but I love this. Joyce, thank you so much. So she put a post-it note in here so I could reuse this card. No, Joyce, this card is a keeper. It stays with me. So I thank you. Thank you, thank you. I love it. This card, I think, is from, yes, this is from my friend Gail. This is actually a card that we made in class, or one very similar. And I love this bright colors, the buffalo check background stamp, and Perfectly Plaid, I think, is the name of the stamp set that has the punch that goes along with it. So, isn't that adorable? So that is from Gail. And then this one is from Sally. And Sally, if I'm not mistaken, I showed you something with the paper from this medley, and I enabled you to get the medley because you had to have the paper. I'm not sure if it was exactly this one, but I will never forget sharing that with you and you saying, oh my gosh, now I got to have that too. So thank you very much, Sally. That is the medley. This is actually going to retire this medley, and it's funny that some of those cards that my husband is working with are from that medley. So if you haven't checked out the closeout sale, you need to do that, because like the tag buffet, this is on sale for $15. Now, I haven't checked the inventory list. As far as I know, it's still available. I've been adding a couple to every order that I've placed. Okay, so here is the medley, the Most Wonderful Time product medley. And I don't know what the sale price is, but there's the medley that includes the stamp set and the dies and all of your supplies. And there's also a refill for those consumable products, because when the medleys were first introduced, I had a hard time using them because I wasn't going to have a way to get more without repurchasing the stamp set and the dies that I didn't need more of. So, and I'm going to regret putting that over there, aren't I? Okay, so that is the Wonderful Time product medley. All right, this is gorgeous. This is from my friend Lori, and we're calling this a slimline card. And isn't this beautiful? She decorated the envelope too, and I set the envelope out to show you, and I bet I left it out because I didn't want to share addresses. But this beautiful sleigh, I love this deer die cut. So Lori, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you, thank you. So this one is from a relatively new customer, Laura Turner, and she's used some dazzling diamonds, it looks like. I love this Santa on his scooter. I don't know what that stamp set is from. I don't have it, but she's got an embossed layer. I recognize this paper, I think. Can't think of where. So I love this. Just scooting by with a Christmas high. That is precious. Thank you, thank you. And this, guys, I tried to tell you, this triangle stamp set, or stamp bundle, I love it. This is from Debbie, and she's used the pine embossing folder in the pines. No, it's not right. Evergreen? I don't know. Okay, yeah, I'll cheat. And I believe it is retiring. There are very few products that seem to be carrying over. And Evergreen Forest is the name of this. And I apologize, guys, if I'm sharing something with you that you can't get any longer. I did not take the time to look at the inventory list. These are some embellishments that are retiring, but I love these triangles. And this actually, this stamp set uses the same dies that are in the right angle bundle that's in the main catalog. So you kind of get you get bonus there. So I love the triangles. And then this is from my friend Lind, and this looks familiar, but I can't think of what it's from. Lynn makes beautiful cards. And I love this font. Christmas waves a magic wand over this world, and behold, everything is softer and more beautiful. Oh, Mossy Meadow, favorite color. And that's, oh, Debbie used that too. And then this card is from Jennifer Crandall. Jennifer and I work together, and she lives in Colorado. This is a card from a couple of years ago, I think, one of my classes. So she has 4 kids, and they're now stamping with her. They stamped together last weekend and worked on different things. So, okay, what else do I have? I know y'all are thinking, shut up, Michelle, and start stamping. Okay, so I'm going to show you. These are the cards that we're going to make today in today's class. Okay, so here's this thank you. We are using the stamp set called Best Year, and then we're going to pull out some the designer series paper from Snowflake Wishes. So this stamp set is I put a sticky note in here. I did remember to do that. So it's on page 133 of the main catalog, and it is a $20 stamp set. And look at everything that it has. It has thank you, hip hip hooray, warm wishes, Christmas, wishing you your best year yet. I love that. You can use that for so many different things. Happy birthday to you. I love that mixed font. So I love this. Thank you for all that you are and every thoughtful thing that you do. To the world, you are a dad. To me, you are the world. And then, so here's another 2 for hip hip hooray, you did it. And then a hello and a hey. So, so that is the stamp set that we are featuring today. So here's one of our cards. And then here is another. I love that with the designer series paper. And then this one is a pocket card. And then this one is a little different as well. And I stamped right on the DSP. All right, so those are the cards we're going to make today. I promise. I'm going to start in just a second. But I want to show you the cards for the monthly card club that are for the 26th. That we're gonna make these on the 26th. So this is card club, and I have 2 kits remaining if you would like to get in on this. So you'll make 2 each of these 4 designs. So here's hooray for you, and I'm being very gentle because I have things stuck inside them. Made with love just for you. And yep, this has a great big old boo-boo right there, but I left it. Thinking of you makes my day. These dies are from Arrange a Wreath. So I used some Arrange the Wreath dies along with the curvy, quite curvy bundle. And then wishing you the happiest of birthdays. So those are our 4 designs. And like I said, I have 2 kits left. That class is a product-based class, and it is $30. And we are going to stamp on the 26th, a little bit later in the day. That is, I wanted to give the mail a chance to run for those that I mailed today. Okay, there's that. The last thing to tell you is a reminder that on January 3rd, I have a thank you class. Now, I thought that this might be for kids to help them learn to write thank you notes, but it doesn't have to be. And I've got space is going to be really limited because I'm using note cards, and I only have so many, and they're in my storage unit, and I've got to go pull them out and see how many I can offer of this class. So anyway, you don't even have to stamp. You can stamp the insides, you can stamp the backs, or you can make them any way you want, but the supplies that you need are going to come with. Okay, now let's jump in. I'm still not seeing comments. Kind of concerned that y'all didn't find me today, but it's really busy. You can watch it later if you don't. Tonight we are Zooming at 7, so I hope you'll join me for that. But look at this sweet card. So happy birthday to you. And then this edge is glued down so that it opens. It's much more of a square. Okay, so I've got a piece of Misty Moonlight that I have. So it is 4 1/4 by 11. It's scored at 5 1/2, and then at 4 1/2. 4.5 and 5.5. Okay, so this is an inch trough, right? And then I have a piece of designer series paper for the inside, and that is 4 by 4.25. Okay, so that's going to go there. I have 3 strips of designer series paper, and then I have a strip for the inside. Now, what I left out is a piece of designer series, not designer series paper, of cardstock. I actually used another piece. So I've got another piece of cardstock here that is 4.25 by 4.25 by 4. So let me grab that real fast. I'm so sorry. This was right on top, so I wonder if it's the one I'm looking for. No, that is not big enough. I thought I was so organized. Never fails, right? All right, so 4. Let's just make sure that this is, that's 4.25, so we're going to make this 4. Now, I do try to do all of my cutting ahead of time to keep us moving. Oh. Okay. That piece does not fit. And it's not that there's any secret to what I'm doing, but it just helps us move along. Okay, so I'm looking for Happy Birthday to You. It is right here. Now this is a red rubber stamp, and a lot of times when we use red rubber stamps, using the Stamparatus is a great way to help you keep your greetings straight. But with this mixed font, I think that it's going to be a little forgiving. So I'm going to wing it. Okay, looking over, yep, it looks well inked. I'm stamping in Misty Moonlight, which is the same color as our card base. Alright, looks like that little guy could use a little more ink, huh? Alright, so I'm going to just adhere this straight to this Misty Moonlight layer, and then I will use dimensionals to pop it up onto the card base. Oh, I forgot. Oops, and I ran out of, I think that happened to me last time too. Just ran out of adhesive. So let me just throw that away and grab a refill. I have a website in progress that will serve as a one-stop shop for housing these videos. I mean, they'll be on YouTube as well, but I'll have past card kits for sale, past card class kits for sale. This will give me a place to hold a BOGO. And this does not want to open for me. So it's just michellesalcho.com, but it's that's about all you get if you log on there right now. It is very new. Okay, do you need to go over here? No. Don't know why that just doesn't look right. Okay, so the first one you put down, this first strip, is the hardest the hardest one. Trying to get it fairly centered. And I didn't push that down very far. No, look, see, I didn't get that. I didn't leave myself enough room. Hey, Johnny. You're so funny. Very sweet, Johnny. Thank you. And Johnny, we're Zooming this evening too. So the Zoom link is on this Facebook page, and then I will pop it up as well. Okay, I'm going to adhere this to the bottom. And I think it's going to go end to end, so I'm going to go ahead and let it cover up the bottom too. And I did not stamp anything on the inside of my sample. I'm going to cut some of that ribbon. And I did not use any bling on my cards, but I pulled some out in case we decide we want to add some today. Now I'm going to do a cheater bow, which we all know means I'm going to cut a piece and tuck the ends on the inside. And I'm going to grab the stronger adhesive, the Seal Plus. And I'm going to do a little dot there. And a little piece here. And a little piece there. And I just kind of want this in the center. And then I'll tie a bow after I get this put together. And I can also add adhesive on the front side if I decide I want that to stay in place more and not float. But now that opens like so. I'll set that over there. And then I could see that better if I put on some glasses. Now, if you would like to make these cards, let me know. I've got a couple of kits prepped, and I could probably do more. So this would be an 8-card kit, free with a minimum purchase, or available for a $20 class fee. That helps, but they're a little dirty. And there's that. And then I'm just going to cut off another piece of this ribbon. This ribbon, I love this ribbon. This is in the Snowflake Wishes Suite. And I think I've used 3 bolts of it. Maybe. I'm not sure it's that many, but it seems like it. All right. So I'm trying to keep that roughly halfway. All right, that's close enough, I think. Now, if I pull this way, I have a running chance that my ribbon, my bow, will be flat. You can You can feel how stiff, you can probably see how stiff this is. It's a stiff ribbon. Okay, now I'm just trying to get my fingers into the bow, the loops, and this time I got it. Okay, so there is card number 1. Happy birthday to you. So for those winter birthdays, there's a birthday card. All right. And to decorate the envelope, you could pull out the Designer Series paper, or you could pull out the Snowflake Wishes, or even Snow Wonder. I believe Snowflake Wishes and Snow Wonder are carrying over, but I could be wrong about that. All right, so the card club, if this is the card club, no, this is not the card club class, never mind. Card club class is on the 26th. And I need, that is a subscription class, oops, not that one, that I am still working on, trying to get the PayPal link set up. So I am right now billing for that as we go. Right, I want this guy, I think, although I don't know that it matters so much. That one. Okay, so I just grabbed a snowflake from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set, which is an amazing snowflake set. This card is a pocket card. So I pulled out all the tricks for today's class. Okay, so a pocket card, instead of opening, it pulls out like this. So you've got all of this space to write your message, and then you slide it right back in. And the sides are not even glued down, they're just folded over, and then the ribbon holds it in place. All right, so we're going to stamp Hip Hip Hooray on this white piece, and then we're going to stamp You Did It and a snowflake on this piece. So this Hip Hip Hooray, we're actually going to stamp in Highland Heather. Oops, sorry for that. So here's Highland Heather. And I'm just kind of lining this up. Now remember, I intentionally don't put my greetings squared up on my block. This is to trick my eyes. If your greeting is cockeyed, then you can't use the edge of the blocks to line up. Your eye is forced to use the edge of the stamp itself. All right, so that looks good and stamped. And I'm just gonna, now you could add a lot more. You could stamp up more snowflakes. You could add something to the bottom. For this one, that's all I'm going to do with it. And then I'm going to stamp You Did It kind of over on the right so that the snowflake isn't directly on top of it. Because this is a small greeting, but I needed it on a fairly larger, a little larger label. Okay, so that is Highland Heather, and then the snowflake we're going to stamp in Pool Party. Clean those up in just a second. So here's the Pool Party ink. Now I'm going to ink up my, so this is a photopolymer stamp, so I can see through it. I can see that it's inked whichever way I'm looking at it. And I want this to be really light, so I'm actually going to stamp off. And then stamp down. So that gives me a second generation stamp, or it's just a little bit lighter. So rather than use a lighter color, which for pool party, I guess I might use Seaside Spray would be an entirely different color. So that wouldn't. And pool party still looks pretty dark with that. Might have even been able to stamp off twice. So you can experiment with that. All right, now we're ready for assembly. So even though these cards are a little different format, they go together really quickly. I had so much fun trying to figure out the designs for this. All right, and I've already cut my DSP. So again, this is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've got it scored at 5 1/2, and I think this one is at, so 1 1/2 and 5 1/2. Tricks of the trade. Johnny, we're always all learning. So, okay, so this is where these pieces go. I'm going to put this one down first. Isn't this paper gorgeous? I've used it for a few different things as well. This is a great card recipe fun fold for sliding in a hot chocolate packet. It will fit right in here, and because you've not glued down your sides, you don't have to worry so much about the thickness of the packet. You could use make a little pocket for a gift card, or you could just, tape your gift card right here. Now, I did glue this flap down. Let's see what I got here. Okay, and I still call this a cheater bow because I'm going to hide this under that label. Okay, so I'm going to grab a mini glue dot. Now, you may ask yourself the same question I ask myself pretty frequently. We have mini glue dots, but we don't have any regular glue dots. Did we at one point have regular glue dots? I don't know. That's just a question that I think about sometimes. Okay, so that's that, and then I'll use dimensionals to pop up my label over on top of that ribbon. So I don't want my label to stick to the ribbon itself, because the ribbon itself can move around. I want it to stick to the paper. So I put my dimensionals so that they will straddle that. Oh, the dog's excited. And then, and I did not try and line that up to anything specific, although I would like it a little higher, I think. All right, and then I've got another length to tie my big bow. So I just slid that underneath. There must be a delivery. I have not wrapped. Okay, well, yeah, I've not wrapped. There's a lot of wrapping that needs to take place. My daughter is sick, so don't know that we'll get to see them Christmas. Probably be wrapping things and dropping them off at her apartment. Which 2020. Alright, so yeah, that's a huge bow. Maybe it's too big. Marshall and his girlfriend will be over on Christmas Eve for a little while. Next Monday, I don't think that we will have class or a Zoom next Monday. We will be out of town. All right, I gotta decide which way I want this to go. I think I want this to go this way. I'm gonna angle it a little bit. Try and convince it. Okay, so hip hip hooray, you did it. And I'm actually going to use this card with a prize. So the prize is going to slide right in or right behind. Is that cheating if I use it for a dual purpose? I don't think so. All right, this one, this is my favorite of the stamps. Wishing you your best year yet. Because it's not your best year ever, it's your best year yet. So I die cut this already, and this is a really cool set of dies. I'm going to pull it out and show you. Because I actually used the same set on the card before. So this is Stitched So Sweetly. This is in the main catalog, and this piece of designer series paper was cut with this one, and you can see you get the scalloped edge and you also get the little stitching there. So you've got these different sizes of scalloped rectangles, and then you have these fun label sizes as well. And then this is the Snowflake embossing folder that is in the Holiday Mini catalog. All right, so I'm going to stamp first, and this is from the stitched labels. I've told you a lot of times that stitched shapes. There are circles, squares, and ovals in that set of dies, and they are a staple, a must-have. All right, oh, it's not there, sorry. Back to best year. I actually got this stamp set as a prize from Rhonda Wade for being for my achievements as part of her team. So it's kind of special for that reason too. I really wanted to do a class for that reason. Okay. Wishing you your best year yet. All right, it's well inked, no halos. Okay, so when you get ink, when you push too far into your ink pad, you can get ink on the edges of the red rubber. And then when you stamp, you have to be really careful, because if you rock at all, that ink on the edge is going to touch your paper, and we call that a halo. And so in this case, halo's not something you want. In the rest of your life, yes, aim for the halo. But not this time. Okay. All right, so we can put this on this, but that can also wait. What I need to do is put down my cheater bow, right? Because this little knot is going to be separate. But this cheater bow is going to go around here. And that's kind of funny. I cut the ribbon for one of those and then not the others. Oh, well. All right. I use a glue dot to hold these down. So I'm going to pick up a glue dot on each end. Now, Scotch tape, you can tape the back of this as well. And I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not doing anything to say that it has to be at the halfway mark or 3 inches down or anything like that. I'm not that picky, as long as it looks pretty straight. And guys, you know, eyeballing it, I think I did okay. I don't see straight. I don't see to distinguish evenness especially well. So I'm just going to stick to that. This color is balmy blue. I don't know why bashful comes to mind. It's balmy blue. It is in the Subtles family, and I stamped in Pacific Point, which is this bright blue in the Brights family, color family. So Johnny, are you still with us? Did you make some cards today? You've been making a bunch. Johnny's a new stamper, not a new artist. He's a great artist, but a relatively new stamper, and just doing amazing work. All right. And then I'm just going to set this off to the right just a little bit. I do kind of want it a little straight. Is my head in the way? All right, and then I need another piece of ribbon to tie that knot. I cut that a little short, but that's okay. This will come in. And there you go. There you go. Wishing you your best year yet. And I'm thinking that looks like it's trying to fray. Okay, wishing you your best year yet. And then you could stamp on the inside. This is a light color. You don't need to add a liner. You certainly can. It's more polished looking with the liner on the inside, but on a light color, it's certainly not necessary. This card, so my friend Beth Buchanan shared this most recently. So this card is actually 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4, and then I cut an inch off. So did you get that? So 5. I don't normally score my cards this way. My cards I like to do the long way, but and this is a pool. This is a white, thick whisper white, and I got to talk about that too. Thick whisper white card base, and then I've used Pool Party as a layer, and we're going to use the thank you for all that you do, and I want to grab and every thoughtful thing you do. I love putting my stamps in this way so that I can see at a glance what's missing, and I can also help find them. Okay, so these are my pieces. So this strip is 1 inch. Okay, so I've just replaced the inch I took off with a different one, but it's not, so it does have it's 5 1/4. And then this piece is 3, because now this white here, this top layer now is 3 1/4. So this is 3, and this is 2 3/4, all by 5 1/4. Okay, and then this is going to be 3/4, and this one is 1 1/4. So this is 1 inch. All right, so I can glue here all these down first. I love this pool party. It looks so looks like such a soft green to me on this card. Whereas most often I think of it as being a soft blue. But I don't know, does it look that way to y'all too? So for all these cards, I've used the Best Year stamp set, the Snowflake Wishes DSP. That's probably not the actual name of it, but it's with the Snowflake Wishes Suite. The ribbon is from that suite. I believe these gems are as well. I could be wrong about that. So this is a card recipe, if you will, that goes together really quickly. It's not difficult. I do need to score this a little bit better. So I talked a little bit about Whisper White because my note cards, I got to see how many note cards I have so that I can decide how limited that thank you card class is on January 3rd. Because the manufacturer of our Whisper White card products has gone out of business. They were not able to survive COVID. It's very sad. So we are limited. We as demonstrators and customers are limited to the amount of products that we can purchase, and right now that includes the note cards have sold out. All right. Yeah, I think I like this one a little bit better. That's over just a touch. Well, I don't think it's going to move. So for this one, I really don't show this piece of the mat until you open the card. And on this one, I didn't come in quite as far, so I've got a little bit of the mat showing. I might like it the other way better, but okay, so I need to stamp thank you. Now, there is a replacement coming for Whisper White. It's called Basic White, and we're just not sure when it's going to be available. So it is what it is. I have as much thick Whisper White as I have, and when I run out, I run out. Hopefully, Basic White will be here before then, but if it's not, we'll use vanilla or we'll use other light color cardstock for our card bases. It's gonna help us be a little more creative, I think. All right, so this is about the same width as the stamp. So I just stood up so that I could see it a little bit better. So thank you for all that you are. That goes here. And then on the inside, we're going to stamp "and every thoughtful thing that you do." I think that I love this as a thank you card. Because it seems like a lot of the thank you notes I send, I need to send for more than one thoughtful gesture or helping hand, and I feel like now that I've discovered this stamp, I will probably use it quite a bit. All right, so now just put this one down here. Now, the class on the 26th, if you're not interested in stamping that day, but you want to make these cards, that's fine. You are welcome to purchase the kit. The instructions, the video will be recorded and posted, so you'll have access to it later. So if you can't watch it that day, that's fine. And okay, so I want this to be out there. There we go. Thank you for all that you are and every thoughtful thing you do. Okay, so the cards that we made today, this one, and this one, wishing you your best year yet. This card that slides, hip hip hooray, you did it. And this card, happy birthday to you, that opens like this. So we have this one, okay, maybe not a fancy fold, but everything's not centered. So that's what makes this one a little bit different. And then this one, all we did was cut off 1 inch. But what a difference that makes, gives it a little pop. This one is a slide. So add a little treat, add a hot chocolate, a gift card, and then this one just a little different as well. So thank you all for being here today. I have a new host code that is visible in the upper left-hand corner. I appreciate your business, your support. I appreciate you liking and sharing my videos and helping others find what I hope are valuable to you and to others who are learning to stamp. And if you would like a kit for the monthly card club, this is using the Quite Curvy bundle and a little bit of the dies from Arrange a Wreath. And remember, your kit has everything cut for you. You'll stamp and assemble. What else? If I don't see you before, I may not see you before Christmas Eve and Christmas Day this week. I hope that you have a very happy holiday and a very blessed new year. We are going to be Zooming tonight from 7 to 9, and I would love for you to join us. We'll be right here in this Facebook page, on this Facebook page. Actually, the Zoom I don't publish. The link to the Zoom is published here, and it's also published in the group by the same name. And we'd love to have you join us. Bring whatever you're working on, or just come and let this be a relaxing time for you. Take care, everyone. Have a very wonderful day. Thank you for being here this afternoon. And remember, if you liked today's video, then please feel free to like it and share it with your friends, and then let me know that you did. I might just send you a prize. Take care. Bye-bye.